Thank you for the like, whoever that is. Hi, Life of Ali, how you doing? Yeah, I've not really been doing that, so yeah. I guess, I don't know, I'm just gonna like, I don't know really. I don't know if it's really viable for me, really, but I don't know. It's like sometimes you think of an idea and think, oh yeah, that sounds like it'd be a good idea, but then when you really think about it, you're like, I don't know about that really. I tend to do that a lot, where, yeah, I don't know. But it's not that I don't want to do it, it's just I don't know if it's really worth putting all my time and effort into it and potentially money as well. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know really. I suppose there's risk to everything, but yeah. Like I said, I struggle to like take my own advice a lot of the time, really. Um, where I'll, give out suggestions and advice, but then I don't even take it myself. So how can people take me seriously if I'm just, you know, this fucking loser? I need to do something about that, really. But I guess I get sometimes a bit complacent about some things. And hello, Molpar Mike, how you doing? Hope you're well. Got 22 people. Hello. Hope you're all well tonight. Welcome to the live. Uh, yeah, maybe set a budget, say 100 quid. If it doesn't work out, then call it quits. Yeah, yeah, it'd be cool if I did that, but I don't know. I just I just procrastinate a lot, and yeah, unless I know that something's definitely going to work, then I just tend to struggle to motivate myself to do it. So I put a lot of energy into my fitness and health stuff. I just don't really seem to have much bandwidth for anything else right now, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm just been focusing a lot on that and just kind of trying to get results with that. It's hard for me to really have bandwidth for anything else at this point. So it partly could be just a bandwidth issue of like, I don't know. I can only really focus wholly on like one thing at a time, really. Um, the more I try to focus on all different things, then the more I'm kind of spreading myself thin. So, yeah. Anyway, hope everyone's well tonight. Share the live if you can. I don't know. I'm kind of, yeah. Anyway, we'll see like how this goes, really. But I don't know. I should probably try and do more of the busking stuff and really try and take it seriously. But I've tried it a bunch of times, and I don't know. I'm just kind of like, meh. I don't know. It's like I'd want to do the busking stuff, but it's just I don't really get a lot of people, supporting me doing that. So I'm like, why do I bother? Why bother putting all that time and energy just to get lackluster results? It doesn't feel good when you're not really getting a lot of support. Feels a bit shit. Okay, see you later. All right. Okay. It just, sometimes I just get a bit kind of, like I try things, I try and put myself out there, do things, but then oftentimes it just, doesn't get me the results that I wanted. And maybe some of that's my fault, I don't know. But people saying I need to be more confident or something. Hello, Light. How you doing? Good evening to you. Hope you're well. Hello, Dominator. How you doing? Hope you're all well tonight. Oh, thank you for the gift, Roxana. Oh, cool. Thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat. Nice one. All right, cool. Light says I'm good. That's good to hear. Hello, Jake. Shout out to you. Oh, cool. We've got a few more people coming in. That's good. Hit the like button. Come on. We've got 18 people and 2 likes. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Come on. Just hit that like button real quick if you don't mind. So, yeah, just text you a second. So, please just, it just helps out the channels. But, yeah, thank you very much to Roxana. That's nice. Light says, how are you? I'm okay. Thank you. Just, yeah, just been working out today. Hello, Mike. Good to see you again. How are you tonight? Hope all is well with you. Thank you for the 3 likes, everyone. Come on, guys. We've got 20 people in here, apparently. So can you just take a second to like the live, please? It doesn't cost you anything. So, yeah. Anyway, so what's your plans for the weekend then? If you have one message to the world, what would it be? Good question. I think one of the thing I would say is I'm not sure really. Just, I guess one thing I could say is be careful what you wish for, because a lot of people they're chasing after goals and stuff and then they don't know like what they're signing themselves up for. Like for example, people trying to do all these things and then they end up doing all kinds of crazy shit like to get fame, but then they might get that for a while, but then they might end up screwing themselves over in the long run, getting a bad reputation. Look what happened to a lot of people recently. A lot of people getting cancelled and stuff. So is it worth just like doing all that? Hello, Heavenly. Good to see you. How are you doing tonight? Hope all is well with you. Thank you for the 5 likes, guys. Come on, guys, keep it coming. Come on, guys. What's everybody doing? Hello, Emily. Like Lily Phillips. So yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? The other one was saying Bonnie Blue. They're all just, they just get caught up in like just getting that validation but it's like and that money, but then they don't think about, well, what if they end up wanting to settle down and no one's going to take them seriously hardly. And I think the only kind of people that would even take them seriously are probably other people, probably people that have issues themselves. I don't know, because I'm thinking to myself, who the hell would even want to be with someone like that? Who's slept with 1,000 men in 24 hours? It's like, what kind of self-respecting, self-worth man is gonna high self-worth man is gonna actually like take you seriously, you know? But yeah, I thank you, Dominator. What's your name anyway? Oh, here we go. 67 are doing that shit again, are they? I don't know. I thought I don't know, it would be starting to die out by now, but I've saw some of these things just keep going. It's just, I guess it was kind of funny for a bit, but it's just kind of getting old now. I don't know. How long is this shit gonna keep going on for? 67 or 67 or whatever. Yeah, but it's boring. It's just, I don't know. It's just stupid. I don't know. But then when it dies out, it'll be replaced by something else. Like there was that Skibbity toilet. Now that's kind of gone now, isn't it? I guess the whole Skibbity toilet meme and what is it, Sigma and all that shit. Ohio and whatever. Riz. I suppose people still use these words, some of these words like Riz and Sigma. Hello, X1234M4P. 61 is taking over Y61. Anyway, hope you're all well tonight. Thank you for joining me. But yeah, so I've just got to take some responsibility and just if I'm feeling down and I'm like feeling that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, then I need to do something about that then, don't I? Instead of just wallowing in self-pity, I need to actually do something about that. It's just like sometimes it can be addictive to feel sorry for yourself almost. It's a weird kind of bittersweet kind of feeling. Um, the great meme reset, oh really? What, like the great reset? Eat the bugs. Like the friggin' Klaus Schwab thing, that the World Economic Forum. What's all this? I don't know. What you mean? Uh, you deserve another sub. Oh, really? I don't have a sub. I don't. I don't have underwater ships. I mean, they use them in like wars and stuff, don't they? Like, um, I'm playing Steel a Brain Rot. Yeah, the brain rot's just everywhere in it. Just, uh, I don't know. Slop is that they call it in it? Still slop. Hello, Pedro. Good to see you. How you doing? Okay, thank you, Light. Okay. I feel like I'm losing brain cells already. Yeah, I don't know. That's what this social media has been doing to the younger people in it. I can't imagine how they're gonna be when they're like older. They're probably just gonna be like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, things are way different. Like a few decades ago. So my grandparents would talk about how life were like, and they would be like 13 or whatever, and they'd be like out doing some kind of job or something. But yeah, the world is crumbling, isn't it? That's one way to put it. So everything's changed now, isn't it? But there have been some good things that have changed, like arguably 5 push-ups for £5. I don't think you're gonna do that, are you? No, you just. I mean, you're caffeine, aren't you? £5, really? Yeah, I don't think you're gonna do that, though, are you? I mean, I don't even think you've probably got £5, have you? That's just, I sense that's some cap in it. I don't know. Yeah, send it first. Yeah, yeah, let's do that. I'll do it if you send it, but yeah. I mean, 5 push-ups is like nothing to me, really. You should have seen me do it before, like on videos and stuff. Anyway, so what have you been up to today, Emily? Anyway, so also you're going to my dad's tomorrow. They're having a meal. Oh, you knew? How cool! Yeah, welcome in. Yeah. Um. Hope you've all had a good day today, people. Uh, but yeah, just I set a bit like I was saying at what 5:30 till 12:30 was a big shift. Yeah, you usually don't do long shifts like that, do you? Yeah, it's like I'd like to do like more of like the busking and stuff, but yeah, I guess I haven't really seen them for a while, so yeah. Um, anyway, but yeah, just I don't know. It's just when I've tried busking before, it just feels like no one's totally interested, and then there's a bunch of people that are probably just laughing at me. So I don't know. It doesn't feel good because when I see other people and they're getting twice, 3 times as much as I get, and it feels shit, and you think to yourself, "What the fuck am I doing here?" You start getting a bit of like imposter syndrome or something, and like it's just not. Yeah, it's just kind of awkward, isn't it? Um, yeah. Do you get on with stepmom? Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, yeah. Supposed to be having a call with my mum tomorrow, but no, nobody will laugh at you. Well, some people will, but I don't know. Maybe I need to try and do something different. I don't know. Maybe it's the song choices. I don't know because sometimes the song choices that I pick are not necessarily what everybody listens to. I mean, some of the songs I do are a bit more, like recognizable, but some of them not so much. So it partly could be down to song choices, but I don't know. I don't know what to do because some of the pop stuff I'm just not really into it. It's hard for me to. I don't know. I just some of it I just don't really enjoy playing, but I guess I've just got to do it more just to see other people enjoy it. I guess even if it's not a song that I would listen to myself, but I don't know. I don't know. Um, Hello, Tony. How you doing? I hope you're well. Welcome to my live. How have you been? Let me guess, you've rescued a cat of you. Um, Hope you're all well tonight. Anyway, let's get to 10 likes real quick. We're on 8 likes. Thank you very much, everybody. Like, if I could make like 30 quid in 2 hours, let's say, then that would be good. Because I was talking to someone else and that she said that she tried it once and she got 30 quid in 2 hours. So I'm like, wish I could get that myself. I mean, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? But yeah, that's probably about the average of what people make, really. I mean, if you was to stand out for 4 hours and you'd get like 60 quid at that rate, 6 hours and you'd be getting 90 quid. So yeah. Anyway, hope everyone's well. Emily says meow. Why are you saying meow? Like a cat. Anyway, hope you've all had a great day today. I'll keep repeating it, but I don't even know what else to say at this point. But I'm just like, yeah, it's 8 p.m. Yeah, it's 8 p.m. here. Where are you from anyway, Light? Hello, Beast. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Thank you for joining me. So, yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you. What's your name, by the way? Hope you're doing well. I've had a loss today, Jamie. Unfortunately, it's sad, but I expected it. I try my best. Oh, sorry to hear about that. We're from India. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Hello, making vids for you. How you doing? I hope you're well tonight. Yeah, Lights from the UK. Yeah, which part of the UK from, if you don't mind me asking? I'm in New York myself. Have you ever been to York before? It's quite a nice city. It's good for like tourists and stuff. It's got a lot of history here. Zoran Mamdani? I don't know that. No, what's that? Is that a place or something? Yeah, I don't know, but hope everyone's had a good day today. I got 7 people in here now, so it's a lot busier than it was this morning. Anyway, it's friggin' dead this morning, guys. Oh, you're half Indian. All right, okay. Yeah, so we've got someone from India, and we've got a half Indian in here as well. I'm not Muslim. No, I'm not religious. But yeah, but if you want to be religious, that's fine, as long as you don't push it. But yeah, um, some people can get quite militant with their religions and stuff and belief systems and things like that. Jeffrey, hello. Maybe you could play the Joe Harp. I don't know. Could do. Where is it? Oh, it's there. Yeah, you want me to play the Joe Harp? Hello, Al Radi Mustafa. Why did people keep asking me to show them my home? I don't understand that. Because when I see someone's live, I couldn't give a crap about their home, to be honest with you. That's about it for that. So, thank you, Light. Yeah, I don't know what the whole thing about showing my home or something, but whatever. Yeah, maybe there's like kind of like nosy or something, but thank you, Jeffrey. So, how have you been anyway? You had a good day today? Has everybody had a good day? What have you been up to? Yeah, there's some fireworks going off. Yeah, they'll probably be going off for the next few days, I bet. We've got, was it Remembrance Sunday coming up, isn't it? Or if we, hang on. Yeah, Remembrance Sunday tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah. And then, well, it's the 11th of the 11th is like the actual date, but they do like the nearest Sunday where they have like a minute silence or something. Does anyone actually take part in all that minute silence thing? Um, so yeah, I don't know, like what you thoughts on all that, or it's like, should we do that every year, like a minute silence? It's like, well, doing that stuff isn't gonna like bring anybody back, is it? I don't know. I don't know really. It's like everyone's gonna have their own opinion on it and stuff, but I just yeah, I don't know. I think we shouldn't be like dwelling on the past or something, but I don't know. I suppose we've got to like I don't know. Maybe someone can kind of like explain about that, like why they take part in all that. Yeah, it is sad what's happened though. But yeah, um, yeah, you do it for. I understand that, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I guess it's the whole thing of like, I don't know, the whole kind of. You tend to get a lot of these like patriot type of people who are like the whole kind of they fought for our country kind of thing. Um, I mean, it's yeah. Hello, Jolie Travels. Circumcised. I'm doing fine, thank you, Tommy. How are you? My grandfather fought in World War II in the Royal Horses Artillery in Egypt. He never spoke about it at all, but I remember shrapnel come out of his foot a few years before he died. All right. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm usually on it each day, but depends how I feel really. But yeah, almost every day I'm on, but I have nothing better to do really. But anyway, but yeah. So how many months have you been training out? How is it? How is it sick? I mean, I've been training a lot longer than that, but I've been consistent for probably like over a year, probably at this point. But I've been like training on and off for like a few years. Um, but there was points where I was less consistent and like, you know what I mean? I was not pushing it as hard. Are you telling your boss, really? All right. Oh shit. Just messing around with this pen and I just like broke the friggin' thing off it. I don't know. Sometimes I like to just fidget with things like pens or whatever and just sometimes I end up messing it up. Okay, take care. So you're telling your boss why, or why are you telling your boss about me then? But I find it a bit insulting if you think that it only looks like I've been training for 6 months. Like, does this look like I've been training for only 6 months? I mean, anyway, that one where you was shadow boxing it, everyone going crazy to realize I started boxing because of that clip. Oh, really? All right. Yeah, no, it wasn't the best, but but the point still stands, like, because I don't think most modern guys could fight their way out of a paper bag. So, so even if people want to try and criticize me on what I'm doing, but then I really don't think that. um, yeah. So yeah, I do a lot of like body weight workouts and stuff. I do some weights at times as well. Like yesterday, I was doing deadlifts and stuff, and I was doing some other things like bicep curls. I was doing bent over rows. Um, but yeah, I got some new PRs and stuff, so I filmed some of that. So I got the barbell rolls like up to like I could do like 50 kilograms for like 12 reps. So that means I could probably do about, let me see, what is 12 reps? Let's see, 50 kilograms. Um, let's see, like, what is a 12 reps percentage of a 1 rep max? Let's have a look and see what it says about that. So it says it's about, let me see, between 60 and 80%, about 70% of a 1 rep max. So if we're going off like that, probably about close to 70 kilograms I could probably do for a single rep on a bent over row, or whatever you call it, barbell row. Hello, Trevor. How you doing? Hope you're well. I've done 60 kilograms before as well for a few reps. I think I did 6 reps on that, but a few days ago, so whatever it were. Um, but yeah, I did like 30 kilograms on the bicep curls, 10 reps. That's about as heavy I can go with like strict form. If I go any heavier than that, that's when form starts to break down. where I'll start kind of swaying a bit. And so I tried 35 the other week, and I was kind of cheating a little bit. And then 40, I would really be cheating, and I'll be like, kind of like bending backwards and kind of. What's the percentage of men that can do a 1 rep max 90 kilogram incline? Probably realistically about 1 to 2%, I would say, because I mean, I don't think I think the average guy could maybe only do about just over 60. Like on incline, they might be able to do even less than that actually, because incline's a bit harder. I think I saw somewhere that the average guy can maybe do 60 kilograms on flat bench. But the thing is that oftentimes the stuff that it says isn't really true, and it's like when it says something like that the average guy can do 5 pull-ups, let's say, or whatever, when actually in actuality most men can't do a single pull-up, for example. Hello, Trevor. How you doing? I'm in recovery. I had a lower intestine surgery a couple of weeks ago. Well, I hope you recover soon. 90 kilogram incline bench. What percentage of men can do it? Well, according to this, it says a 90 kilogram incline bench press is an intermediate to advanced lift, meaning that roughly 30 to 50% of men could achieve it. What the hell? It says depending on. So, what do you mean 30 to 50% of men could achieve it? So, does that mean they can do it now, or because to me, like, that doesn't really make any sense what it's saying on here, really. I don't really. I don't understand, like, what they mean, like, as in 32. I mean, like, as in how many could actually do it right now is what we're talking. Just kind of not really giving me like a straight answer on that. It's hard to really get an answer because the studies are based on like gym goers, aren't they? And most men are not gym goers necessarily, so it would be hard to get really an accurate answer on things like what percentage of what's the average that a man could lift, or what how much could the average man lift, sort of thing. A 160 kilogram squat would be quite. I'd say that's quite, advanced. I would say that's pretty advanced. I mean, there's not really that much percentage of men that can do that. Hello, what would be the quote of the day? I don't know. I don't do quote of the day anymore. I don't know if you come from those videos or something or what, but I don't do them anymore. I've not done them for ages, so I kind of just gave up with that. But yeah, man who weighs what the hell? All right, okay. Okay, thank you for sharing that. That would risk a huge prolapse. Do not deadlift 160 kilograms. It's dangerous. Okay, I think you're one of these accounts, are you, that talking about prolapse or some shit? I mean, yeah, my deadlift record was 165 kilograms. That was what I did yesterday. So yeah, what is that anyway? It comes down a lot to form, I think, really, and it's like we're talking like discs or something. So what is it? Hang on, 20 kilogram dumbbells. I mean, and that's pretty heavy. Like, I mean, most beginners would probably struggle with tens even. So yeah, it's injury to the pelvic floor muscles that causes organs like the bladder, uterus, or rectum to drop from their normal position, can be caused by childbirth, aging, obesity, and long-term straining, such as from chronic conservation or heavy lifting. So, I mean, I would have thought like maybe there's some way of preventing it or something, but it's like one of those things, and it's just maybe there's like a small risk of something, but then maybe the risk is worth it if it's something you enjoy doing, and then if it's got a small risk where it's like a 1 in 1,000 or something like that, then you might think to yourself, well, I'd take the chance on that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know, but I want to try and get towards like the 200 kilogram deadlift, maybe even beyond, but we'll see how we get with that. Try and see how strong I can get. But yeah, but using the mixed grip's been helping me progress because I can then actually properly work the muscles that I'm trying to target, rather than my grip being the limiting factor. Because if your grip's a limiting factor, then it's going to be hard to progress with it, isn't it? Anyway, so I found that like you can tend to lift more if you have like say if you're doing a double overhand grip, then that can be a limiting factor. But yeah, yeah. I hope you're all well tonight, people. Anyway, let's get this shout out if you can. Hello, maths debater. I can never get deadlift form right, so I stopped doing them. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was looking into form, and there seems to be a lot of, conflicting stuff on it. People were saying that my form was bad or something, but I'm trying to work on it. But yeah, it's just so I was looking at, like, say if you want to lift really heavy, then some people prefer to like have some rounding of the upper back for that. But I think they were saying is that that's okay as long as it's not to the point where the lower back is rounding. You don't want to be, putting flexion into the lumbar spine or something. That would be not good. But I'm trying to like correct it somewhat. But I'm just yeah. It's just all about practice and just getting it down over time. But it's going to be more and more important as it gets heavier. There's increased chance of increased risks of injuries and stuff. So, but yeah, because I've seen like some crazy stuff like say Jack's Fitness, and he was doing some really like rounded back stuff. They were saying that he was doing a spine lift because he was basically like just barely even using his legs. It might be because he hasn't got any like strength in his legs, so he can't really use that to help with the lift sort of thing. Yeah, but then some argue that yeah, that with the what's that? If you hinge deep and pull with quads, it helps with form. Hold the posterior chain and look up to the ceiling. It really helps. I pull 180. Yeah, it's just that like the way I was thinking though, but hinging too deep would then increase the overall range of motion and make it harder potentially. Some people prefer to have some rounding of the upper back because let's say for example if I'm like doing this and then I'm doing like rounding that it versus having to then instead go like that, then my legs are having to be more strained to then go like, so I don't know, that's some people just prefer to, they're not going to have to hinge as much because then they can, as long as you're not going like this, that wouldn't be good. But it comes down to the degree of flexion. But yeah, you wouldn't want to be going like that. So I've seen like Jack Spit doing this sort of thing where he'll be like doing that, and that is not good because that's where that's lumbar spine. But if you can just like do that and then kind of just, but yeah, I mean, everyone's got their own take on it and stuff, but it's just that like I said, that hinging deeper is gonna then require you to um activate more of the quads and the hamstrings and the glutes, and which is then gonna possibly actually be more, well, I bet actually be more quads at that point. But what I do when I'm doing it is I'll say like get into position and then kind of I'll go down like this. I'll engage the quads at the bottom, and then I'll kind of like, so you see like some people do this where they'll kind of it was a compound movement. What you mean? So at the bottom, doing like kind of, so I'll do some knee flexion at the bottom, and I just use that to kind of like, well, before I start the movement, I'll kind of just get some force like this. So I'll kind of just, so I'll kind of go more like, some say it's like stiff leg, but not quite. I do use some hip flexion, whatever you call it, where I'll just kind of like do that. But you can see the lower back is straight, but the upper back, there's some bending going on. But yeah, compounds are good for like, but the argument is that like some compounds may not activate certain muscles as much as others. So then you might want isolations to then work on any imbalances. For example, doing an overhead press, it's going to be good for the front delts, but not very good for the lateral and rear heads of the delts. So then you might want different variations to then target different ones. So yeah, it's the things like that, for example. Otherwise, you're just going to have the body of like a power lifter and just kind of, if that's what you want to go for, but you might have this kind of droopy chest, a huge butt, because you're probably going to be doing a lot of deadlifts and low bar squat, which is going to be like mainly glute dominant. So it's going to end up giving you like a woman's body, basically. That's what powerlifting will do. So yeah, this might be a bit of a controversial thing to say, but yeah. What's that? To do that, then hit rear delts. So I mean, the best way to hit rear delts would be like to do probably face pulls. I would say probably one of the best for that, for like upper back, generally upper back development, rear delts, traps, and rhomboids. So all these muscles that go from like here to like kind of there. Hello, omnipresent. How you doing? You could say that's kind of like a compound, as well. Sort of. Hello, Ariel. How you doing? Omnipresent. How you doing? I mean, but sides would be better off just isolated. But yeah, you could do wide shoulder press, but it's gonna still, I believe, be more front dominant. You will get some side recruitment, but I also think it depends on each person. Some people say that they find, or you're drinking matcha tea, or cool. I think I was talking about that earlier, or did last night, I think. Um, I guess side delts. I don't know if maybe it depends on how you do it. If you're going all the way down to the bottom if you're doing like the overhead press, and if you're going wide like this, like then you will get some side delts, because the job of the side delts is to um is to abduct, which means to do that or to do that. So if you're doing a shoulder press like that, all the way from the bottom like that, then doing it wide, it's gonna target it more than if you do it more like that. I don't see the point in doing front raises because you're gonna be hitting your shoulders with a lot of other exercises. It's probably one of the most like overrated exercises, to be fair. How to do bench press? I mean, you want to just like, yes, you just want to lay down on the bench and just grab the bar, and you just want to slowly lower it down, and then just kind of pause for a second, and then just press it up away from your body. I mean, it's like, but I mean, there is some techniques to it. Some people use like leg drive and stuff like that, but that's more advanced stuff, really. But yeah, just anyway. But yeah, like compounds like can be good if you want to just have a more sort of a more time efficient workout. Because if you're doing things like a lot of isolations, it can take a lot of time to do. So from that kind of like, I'm not a gym trainer. No, I'm not any of that. I just work out a lot and just like to share my insights and things. Thank you for the 12 likes, everybody. Um, so like, yeah, I mean, compounds are fun because you can like load them up. Like, whereas isolations are just, yeah, if you're doing lateral raises and stuff like that, you can't load them up very heavy because it's a single joint movement. Same with things like bicep curls to a degree as well. Unless you're doing like, if you're doing like both at the same, you can like load them somewhat heavy depending on how advanced you get. But if you're doing things like rows, you can load them up pretty heavy. And like, what else? Like things like bench press and all that kind of stuff. But I don't really do bench press a lot. I think it's just because I find it a bit dangerous. I mean, if I had a spotter, then I'd probably do it. I don't want to just be doing Smith machine. So I'm like, kind of like, okay, well, I'll just stick with push ups and stuff. And if I do want to add resistance, I can just add like just a backpack or something. Or find ways of making it more challenging, like the dead stop push up, for example, I've learned to do, which is, yeah. See, I've seen some about like the upright row is a good one for the shoulders, actually. I'm wondering if it trains it similar to like the overhead press. It does feel a little bit different. Maybe it trains it a little bit differently. Which the overhead, the upright rows, like when you're doing so I've tried doing a thing where you could do the upright row like this, and then you could do it like that actually. So you could even combine them together or something and just do. You could say do like few reps, and then go like this. I don't know if there's any point to doing that, but if you just wanted to vary it up and just kind of change things up a little bit, and I don't know. So you would go like pull. So that's going to work that. And then you would so you go like this, and then push. So it'd be a pull and a push. So like, yeah. So, I mean, it might be good for certain moves, like say if you're trying to do like a kind of where you start off deadlift and then you go like then you would kind of like go into like a sort of um, no, you would go like this. I think. I mean, you could go like that, or you could just try and do that and then that. I don't know. It depends how you want to go about that, really. So you could just from here. You could also do a kind of um, reverse curl and then get it up like that. Maybe I should try some things like that where I would do like pick off the ground, come up, deadlift, and then kind of lift the weight up using these muscles. Kind of like if you're doing it's like not, instead of doing a bicep curl, you do it this way, and then you would like, and then you go overhead. Now, some people might like kind of do a kind of like that to kind of give it some momentum or something like that. So, but they might not be the best muscle building exercise, but like it'd be more about functional training and stuff, and being kind of like dynamic and being able to go pick a weight off the floor, come up to here, and then you would try. I'm not sure which would be like the most efficient way to get it up, but like pick it up, get up to here, and then some people might even just come down with like this, like they would hold the weight and then try and somehow go like that or something, and they would just use a lot of muscles in their body to then. It'd be almost like Olympic lifting kind of stuff, because you get things like snatches and clean and jerks. Or clean and jerk is where you would like you get up to like the kind of this position, and you would then kind of transition into a like a front squat or something, and then you would squat the weight up, and then you would sort of like, and then they go into a kind of like lunge type of thing. It's a bit of a complicated movement, really. There's a lot of things going on with that, with the Olympic lifting, like with the clean and jerk, but it's like a lot of people would like, if they've never really practiced with that, they might not do very well at it, because it's not just about being strong, but it's also about being able to kind of be dynamic and being able to transition like into different things. Like for example, being able to go. It's like for example when people do things like a muscle up. I mean, arguably they're not the best muscle building exercise, but I mean I can't do muscle ups because I'm a bit heavy for them, really. Um, I reckon if I was a lot shorter, I'd be able to do it. But one day maybe I'll be able to do it. But yeah, but it's like what I'm saying is the whole kind of thing where someone might be able to do loads of pull ups and loads of dips, but they might not be able to do a muscle up because they haven't, practiced the technique of transitioning from one to the other. There's like this transition phase, and that's the thing that a lot of people struggle with a lot of exercise, is being able to transition from one phase to another. So when you go in the top of the pull-up thing, and then having to then transition into that phase, basically, so it's yeah. But I actually weigh about 100 kilograms or so, which is, it's not really good when you're trying to like do things like pull-ups and stuff at that weight. I can only do 3 proper reps, so yeah. Otherwise I have to do short reps, which isn't necessarily the best for like, yeah, because you're not getting the full stretch. But anyway, but at least I've seen some progress. Even in the last few weeks I've seen some progress. It is, kind of reassuring in a way. Hopefully, I'll be at 5 reps pretty soon. Like I was thinking about, hopefully, I can get to 5 full pull-ups by Christmas. I'm talking full range of motion, top to bottom. Because a lot of people will say, "Oh yeah, that they can do so many pull-ups or whatever," but then they cut them short. So there's a lot of like ego lifting when it comes to calisthenics as well. It's like when people say they can do 50 push-ups, but then you look at them and they're just half reps. So you have to be careful not to just be ego lifting and yeah, yeah. I mean, I've started being able to do pull-ups, but I've been struggling a lot with them. Obviously, being taller, it's gonna be more of a challenge, and also because I train legs, it also makes it more difficult as well. Because a lot of people who do pull-ups and stuff, a lot of calisthenic stuff, they don't really train legs very much. Like if you just trained upper body, then you'd have more of an advantage when it comes to a lot of the calisthenic stuff, like pull-ups, push-ups, even like anything that involves where your legs that become a limiting factor, like even on things like static exercises, like say for example um, planche or a lever or whatever. These things can be quite um, challenging if you've got a lot of body weight. And taller people are naturally going to have higher body weight. I mean, if you didn't train legs, it would not maybe make as much of a difference. But when you also train legs on top of that and you do, intense leg exercises, then you're going to have even more muscle mass on the legs than, say, some short person who does that. Let's say a short person, they might be able to get away with it if they train legs because they just don't have as much mass. Because a tall person's legs might be almost twice as long. So it can even increase the resistance, the extra resistance that you add as well. So let's say you get someone who's like 5'6" or below, and they can just like do rep after rep, and some of them are quite skinny, like 60 kilograms or something. Hello, Greasy, how you doing? Good evening to you. Hope you well. How have you been? Now, if you're only like 60 kilograms, I'm like almost twice as heavy as that. So, because I remember there was this guy who could do like 14 pull-ups or whatever, but he was like 5 foot. It was like 5'5" or whatever it were, if that, and he was like 60 kilograms or something. And it's like, well, of course, you weigh literally almost half as much as I do. So of course it's going to be a lot easier. Like imagine if that person had to add 40 kilograms onto that. They probably couldn't do a single rep. Because adding on even 20 kilograms, like you'll get some of these, let's say you get these weight vests, usually about 40 pounds, I think, which is just under 20 kilograms. Or you're just 50 kilograms, right? So how are you finding that stuff then? You should be able to maybe like start to get good at it. Like if you only weigh 50 kilograms now, then you just start building their strength. And if you've got like low body fat, it can help you with calisthenic stuff. Crazy weather in the UK, Jimmy. Hot one day and then all over the place. I know it's been a bit odd, but yeah, it's generally speaking been quite warm for the time of year though. We haven't had that many cold days this year, really. It was cold at the beginning of the year, but apart from that, it's been above average, I think, in temperatures for the whole year. Even March, I remember, was quite warm. Yeah, we've had a lot of heat waves this year. You like it? Oh, yeah. God, you like it. Anyway, let's try and get to 20 likes. Thank you. Yeah. What time are we on? 8:42 p.m. Yeah. Yeah, someone doing fireworks better than cold, I suppose. Yeah, cold is Yeah, I don't mind cold as long as it's not like rain, 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 rain. Makes me wonder when it's just gonna. Maybe it'll just suddenly plummet or something. I don't know. I mean, this time last year it was. I think. If I remember, it was like November last year. It was. It might have been, or it might have been beginning of December, whenever it was, and it was really, really cold at one point. Because I remember I went out to like Leeds one day and I met somebody, and it was really cold. It was like probably about 2 or 3 degrees or something. It was so cold. I think we were getting some like snow around that time, if I remember. Still fireworks going off. They must have money to burn. I know. Yeah. If I wanted to have fireworks, I'd just get a kaleidoscope or something and just, as long as you don't get the bang. But yeah. Um. Yeah. 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 Fireworks are expensive. Not much bang for your buck. Get it? Goodness. Anyway, yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, 16 lights, 4 more to 20. A £100 firework lasts for about 50 seconds. I know. Yeah, it's a bit pathetic, isn't it? And the thing is, sometimes you can even go to like public displays and see it all for free, you know? You didn't even have to do any of that. And some of the displays are a lot better than the shit that you get in these boxes, you know? I know it is madness, isn't it? Reminds me there was a Muse song called Madness. I don't know if anyone's a Muse fan, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, share the live if you can. What does everyone want to talk about then? But yeah, it was that nice, the super chat earlier. But yeah, hopefully we can start seeing more of that. I don't know. I always watch from afar for free. Yeah, you can do that. In fact, I saw some the other night out the window. I was like, oh, I get to see that for free. That's cool. Someone else has had to pay for that. I haven't though. Yeah. Daisy May's live at the moment. Oh, she's getting 75 viewers in her live. Yeah, she seems to be doing well since she's doing like the like, Florida lives. I always, yeah, I just read that already. Same for concerts if you know where to watch. Oh yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, it's like I couldn't be asked really with going to like really like crowded concerts. You know, like the ones that are like hello Gurish, what do you mean what do I do? Like these concerts where there's like what am I doing here? Just talking. Um so yeah, like if they say like tens of thousands of people crowded into spaces like festivals and concerts with just like tons and tons of people. Omnipresent says, "Do you taught me some calisthenics moves?" I mean, I have shorts and stuff where I show some of that. What is it that you want to learn? But I'm thinking of starting my own personal training stuff up for people that want to just like get into like just learn some basic stuff to get fit, like home workouts and things like that. Just to kind of get you fit. Well, you don't need a gym membership or anything like that. You can just, if anyone's interested in that kind of stuff, because yeah, I'm hoping I could maybe get a few like customers at some point. That'd be something to put my mind to. What do I think is the purpose of life? Um, I'm not sure there really is like a definitive purpose. I think that you gotta find it out for yourself, like because unless you, it depends on what you believe in. Some people believe that we have a purpose set out for us, and that everybody's got their own. But then some say that we have to determine it ourselves. I feel empty nowadays, going through an existential crisis. Can you like explain more about that? Like, what's brought that about? Um, I think the open air and running hard is the best fitness you can get. Yeah, you just gotta be careful not to overdo the running. It can be bad on the joints, I've heard, but it's good to mix it in with other things, with non-weight bearing exercises and things like that. But you can mix in different things, body weight exercises, and if you want to build muscle, then doing things like push-ups, pull-ups, squats, dips, rows, things like that. Yeah, true, but you're not really gonna build muscles much by running. That's the thing. Unless you're doing like sprinting, that will build the legs up a bit. But running by itself generally isn't gonna build a whole lot of muscle unless you're like an absolute beginner. But like, you look, a lot of these distance runners, they tend to be quite stringy actually, and hit all those ride guys. Yeah, there's a lot of just, it just causes a lot of skewed like perceptions of fitness, doesn't it? People think, well, not fitness, I mean of like body image and all that kind of stuff, and people being called mid because they're like, you know what I mean? Hello, KNFU Panda 4000, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here, everybody. That'd be really appreciated. Um, yeah, yeah. The ride stuff is just not necessary, and all it does is it makes people then, like when they come off the rides, then they hate how they look a lot of the time because they get used to seeing themselves with rides. Whereas if you don't ever go on the rides, you don't know any better. You just kind of, so it's dangerous stuff. And there's this whole TRT trend, which I think is quite dangerous because of the slippery slope effect. I'm gonna study now till 8 and I'm then sleep. Okay, well, you off now then? Will you take care and yeah, good luck with your studying and yeah, hope that goes well for you. Who have we still got in here then? Yeah. Um I need to look into how I'm gonna grow this channel and stuff, and yeah, I need to think of how I'm gonna do that. Some people might even do things like make up their own T-shirt that has their own, like their channel printed on it or something like that. So every time they're going around, they're pretty much like, it's like a free advertisement to their channel or something. So that's one thing that people could try out as a way to get more traction, I guess. I don't know how effective it is though. How many people will actually go and look on YouTube or whatever to find it? I don't know. Maybe it depends where you go, and I don't know. A lot of people don't even pay attention to other people now. They're just kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well tonight. What do you all want to talk about then? Anybody still here then? Maybe I should start up a new one. I don't know. Maybe I could start a new live, guys. Seems like they're not pushing this one out much now. So yeah,